And it is a bit scary, but just take a deep breath. It's like I tell my kids, just come on, big deep breath. And once you get by that, you'll grow 100 feet tall. You'll just feel like, oh, I did it. It's great.
I'm Freddie's mum, and welcome to 50 Stories, where I interview real women in their 50s who are rewriting their chapter. And this week, I'm really excited to introduce you to Jan, who's joining us all the way from Barcelona. So, hello, Jan, and welcome so much to 50 Stories. Can you tell us who you are and where you are in life right now?
Hi, Lindsay. So lovely to meet you. I'm so excited about being on here. I'm Jan or Janette of Scotswomen in Catalonia. And I live in Barcelona. I moved here 8 years ago when I was 50. I'm a international school teacher. I'm a wife. I'm a mother. And I moved over here, and I think we'll talk about this later. I moved over here because I was totally stressed out with my job in the UK. I love going to the theatre. I love the arts. I love personal development. I love eating out and traveling, and I'm just at a stage in my life where I'm just ready to take on anything new. It's exciting, and meeting amazing people like yourself, women that are doing the same thing. So that's a really exciting time for us all.
Fabulous. That's a brilliant introduction. Well, actually, it takes me quite nicely onto the first question, which is what was the moment you knew that your life needed to change?
I think, like all women, you've worked hard with careers, or if you've stayed at home with your kids, it's tough life, whatever you do. Trying to balance everything in life, and as you get older and older, things become less important that you thought were important, including your career. I had been really driven. I went back in my 30s to university, became a teacher, then principal teacher, a deputy head. But the stress was, when I look back now, the stress was unbelievable. Working off 70 odd hours a week, rushing in cars, dropping my daughter off, taking her to classes, working all day Sunday. And then I got involved in this play. It was actually from it was a dance play, and it was going all around. It's called Cole, and it was going around the UK, and they were looking for real women just to come in. It was about miners' strike, and so there was a lot of getting to know people and opening up your soul, really, and just so all that emotion. So I just felt like I just couldn't do my job anymore, and I was just sitting on my floor crying one day. My husband said, "You can't do this anymore," and I thought, "Well, I can't." And I'd been there before, but you just think, "Oh no, it's just a tough week. It's a tough week.
Yeah.
I'll be fine." But I knew that day I went, that's it. If I don't, I have to leave teaching or I have to do something, but I can't continue with my job now. And you can't see it when you're in it because you're just so deep in there in the trenches, as they call it.
Yeah.
And oh, I need to pay my mortgage, I have to pay my bills, la 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 la. I have to, but you can't now. When you get to this age, you go, should I get out a lot sooner? So that was it. And we used to travel to Tenerife nearly every summer because my husband's sister lives there. So we used to always go there. My daughter's 27 now, but when she was young, we would stay on for the whole summer because we had lots of time off being a teacher, and always said, "Oh, I think we might move to Spain." And my daughter would say, "Oh my goodness, you and my dad say that every week." So when she eventually left home, went to study, I said, "Right, that's it." So when I had the kind of meltdown, started looking online and then saw a job and said to my husband, "Right, doing it." So applied and got the job. That was it.
Fantastic.
I'm mad.
And so what would you say you've learned about yourself since doing all this, having this sort of epiphany, doing the play and then making that decision, no, I'm going for I'm going for it even though I don't know if I'm going to get the job or not.
I think what happens is you just get lost a little bit. I think during maybe your 30s and your 40s, and you don't really come up for air. You're just either striving in your career, bringing up a family, maybe you're caring for your parents, or so you never really stop to think. So I think that moment when your body tells you that you can't continue your life like this anymore. So it's time to do it and try it. And I've always been like that. I mean, I've had a few careers. I've been a buyer in the electronic industry. I've worked in hospitality management. I worked in HR. So I've not been scared of like taking risks and stuff. But I feel as if it's really strange. I was talking about this recently. I feel it got those years from maybe after they've been driven in your career, it just goes down, and then you feel a little bit lost because you haven't got that drive to want to go to do extra classes and learn new courses because you're just too tired and burnt out. And but then gradually that comes back up again, and you go, well, I want a bit more now. So,
So you've learned
that
that
was it.
you can do it. And actually this is a really good message which you've already touched on. I mean, what would you say to other women over 50 that thinks it's too late to make any change?
I think like what we're all kind of been talking about recently is it's never too late and never too old. Now, I know that sounds a bit simple because for everybody's circumstances are different. I understand that. But when I say it's never too late to do anything, I don't mean dramatically change your life and go and jump out a helicopter or go to move abroad. I just mean start doing things that you like doing, whether it's I like want to start a new dance class this week. I've always wanted to do contemporary dance. I'm a bit nervous. I haven't done it before. But just do one thing, even one thing, as they say, that 1%. Do one thing this week. Go to the cinema yourself or go and see a play or,
Yeah.
just start suiting yourself because as women, we have done so much for everybody else. And just take a big deep breath and count to 10 or even write it down in your book. This week, my journal, this week I'm going to do one thing on my own. Or if you are really want to go for something, right, I want to change my life. I want to get a new job. I want to open a new business. Maybe get yourself a mentor or join a women's group. I've just joined one just now where there's a women all on the same boat that are supporting each other. We've all got different skills. And so find out where are people doing things that I want to do. And that's the thing. And it is a bit scary, but just take a deep breath. It's like I tell my kids, just come on, big deep breath. And once you get by that, you'll grow 100 feet tall because you'll just feel like, oh, I did it. It's great.
So, what is that one thing that you would have said to yourself in your 20s and your 30s that you know now through the wisdom of being this wonderful age of over 50?
Well, I wrote a wee paragraph down, if that's okay.
Yeah.
I said to my younger self, look, you'll have experienced many things in your lifetime, good or bad. But what I'd say is I'm really proud of you. You weren't scared to take risks. You were brave. You faced every challenge that was put in front of you to become that stronger, to become stronger, resilient, and more trusting of yourself. And I think that's the key. That everything's in there, even though maybe it's been resting or it's been just hiding for a little while. As women in our mid-50s, I mean, the amount of things that we've all come through, so you just need to tap in there and say, look, well done. You've got whatever you've got and use it.
But the worst regret is not doing that thing that's always kind of lit a fire up into you. So, yeah, totally agree.
Yeah, that's a total good point, Lindsay, because my late father, he died 20 years ago, but he'd worked all his life and he retired in the June and he passed away at Christmas. So he never got his time to spend with my mum and work hard. All of his days he'd worked hard. And so, because sometimes I get regrets, like moving here in my 50s, oh, I should have stayed in Scotland. I had a good pension, I had a good well-paid job, which I know it's important, but it's not the most important thing. Because I thought, well, I want to live abroad. I want to try it once in my life. And I'm not waiting until I'm 66 because nobody knows. Nobody knows what the future brings. So let's do it now. That's what I say.
But
exactly. And I mean, like we were talking about this in work the other day. Like, I've got a lot of my friends that are high flyers, with good jobs and retired, nice pensions, and I thought fantastic, and they're amazing, good friends. And then you start judging yourself, and that's what this not so nice side of the social media, isn't it? If you go down that hole and go,
yeah.
oh, she's my age, and you have to stop that. You just have to trust yourself.
And
So the decisions are made,
aren't we? We're all doing our own thing with our own background and our own wishes. So I did a post last night saying, it is don't go from putting yourself in one box to then try and stick yourself in another box. Take time to actually discover what it is that you want. And actually,
exactly.
I would really, it's been a real joy meeting you because we've been chatting a lot on TikTok and sort of following each other, and just sort of, it's nice to see, it feels like a real community. So I am really pleased that you've been part of my 50s stories. And I'd like you now to tell people what you would call this chapter of your life and give me just a little bit of a reason why you would call it that.
Well, I like writing, and not that I've written anything, but I do like keeping journals. I've been keeping them for 30 odd years, and I'm always writing down notes. It's a going joke how many new notepads I bought just in the start of January. I said to my friends, oh, another 5 new notepads. I'm always jotting things down, anything I see or I read. So I I called it Unwritten, as well. And I also like that song by Natasha Bedingfield as well, because we sing it at school, and I always encourage my kids to think about that. What do you want in the future? So I love it because there's a line in there that says, live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins. The rest is still unwritten. So as long as you're alive and you're healthy and you've got the will to do anything, you can write. anything in that chapter. And I feel as if this chapter now, some of them are calling it the third chapter, aren't they, for our women at this age? So that book is total blank, so you can write anything you like in it, and that's what I want to do.
Yeah, fantastic. And like you say, it's a great song, and it does, I feel like it resonates more now with me than it did before. I don't know whether it's my
Yeah.
time of life. Before, I always felt like those chapters were being written for me. Now it does feel like, actually, like you say, you can write it yourself. Well, to thank you for taking part in this, because I just really appreciate you just taking the time out to be on here and chat to me. I've sent you something now. I've asked you the almost impossible to print it out and not read it. So if you're happy to open it up, just show it to the camera and then read it out, that would be wonderful.
Like Christmas. Thank you so much. Oh, here we are with the title, and I'll read it out. Chapter 50, Unwritten. This is the chapter where Janette steps into the page of her own story. Life after 50 has freed her to explore, create, and lead on her own terms. She's left behind stress, expectation, embraced new countries, new skills, and bold ideas. She teaches, coaches, dances, travels, and is about to launch her dreams with courage. Every choice is hers, every chapter unwritten until she fills it. She moves forward with curiosity and joy, proving it's never too late to rediscover yourself, follow your passions, and shape the life you truly want. Oh, thank you for that. That's absolutely powerful. So
It's
powerful,
my
man.
pleasure. It's my pleasure, Alice. And this is just, I'd just like to do these. I'm going to collate them all into a book. And it's wonderful just to have everybody, we're all of similar age, and we're all of deciding that we're going to be moving into a next chapter, but we're all doing it so differently. And that's what's wonderful, because we're all different people. But the common thread is that we still believe in ourselves and we're still pushing forward because, like you said, while we're living and we're healthy, we've got hope and we can do more exciting things. And surely that's what life's all about. So I'm absolutely thrilled that you've been part of it, Jan. I really thank you so much. And I would just like to say to everybody else, all these series are going on my YouTube channel, which is Freddie's Mum. It's called 50 Stories. And Jan's will be on there soon when I get my editor, in brackets, my eldest son who's just finishing off at his university course, so he can't do all the editing at the moment.
Useful, useful.
It's lovely, actually, just doing something with my sons on
That's beautiful.
you know,
That is. That's lovely.
so they're watching them, and I figured, it's not a bad lesson for young guys, in their 20s to understand, what midlife women. We're not all the sort of the cliche sort of, raging midlife crisis women that seem to be angry at the world. No,
Yes.
we are. We're actually fun. We're interesting. We're exciting. We're actually quite technologically savvy. I mean, I can do the editing myself, but I figured it's just a nice way to get them involved.
That's just a magical time to spend with your son. And it's all about education. This is what I say, educating younger people to understand, what I try. A lot of my colleagues are very young, so I'm trying to push for part-time just now at work, and it's proven quite difficult. So I'm trying to explain to them, look, you need to be on my side because one day you're going to be this age, and working full-time as a teacher is tough in your late 50s. And so it's important. And we're living, hopefully, we are living longer now. I mean, evidence is suggesting that we're living a lot longer. So we do need to have maybe a second income or a different career in the late 50s, and but doing something that we love, and that's what's exciting about it.
Well, it's been a real joy, and thank you so much for your time. And I will see you on TikTok. Oh, before you go, just share what your handles are on.
Oh yes, I'm on TikTok. I'm Scotswoman in Catalonia, and I've got a Mrs. Adams Inspires on Instagram because I'm sort of launching a little wellness thing for teachers, so I'm working on that.
Excellent.
And I've got another one. I can't remember the name of it, but I'll share it on it's a new one I've got for UGC, which I've just started, and I got my first package arrived this morning, so I'm so excited.
That's exciting, brilliant. Well, thanks so much, Jan, and I will see you soon.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.